New Karate Kid movie is about to repeat a 38-year-old Johnny Lawrence mistake that Cobra Kai had already fixed. The new Karate Kid movie is all set to begin a new chapter in the overarching franchise, but it already seems to be repeating a Johnny Lawrence mistake that Cobra Kai fixed. Many conflicting details have been revealed about Karate Kid, Legend's timeline in the franchise, raising many questions about whether it will have anything to do with Cobra Kai's story developments. What is known is that Ralph Macchio will reprise his role as Daniel LaRusso in the movie and star alongside Jackie Chan, who will play his original character, Mr. Han, from the 2010 Karate Kid film. Ben Wong of the Cheng Can Dunk and American-born Chinese fame has also been cast to play the main lead in the film. Even though the story details for the movie are still under wraps, it is hard not to eagerly anticipate its release because it features a highly anticipated collaboration between Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. However, as exciting as it may seem, the movie is circling back to a Karate Kid mistake that Cobra Kai rectified almost 6 years ago. Karate Kid, Legends not featuring Johnny would repeat a Karate Kid Part 5 mistake. Johnny Lawrence only briefly appears in Karate Kid Part U's opening moments, where his storyline from the first movie gets an epilogue. It shows how Mr. Miyagi humiliates Kreese in front of his students, encouraging Johnny Lawrence and his peers to abandon their sensei for good. However, beyond this, the movie added no new depth to Lawrence's character, even though there was room for new story developments in his overarching narrative. In hindsight, it is hard not to see how this was a mistake. Given how Karate Kid Part OU unfolds primarily in Okinawa after its opening fight sequence, the film may not have been able to accommodate Johnny Lawrence in its story. However, it could have paved the way for him to return in the series' next installment. Karate Kid Part II had the perfect opportunity to continue the saga and build its narrative around Johnny and Daniel's rivalry. However, despite establishing Johnny Lawrence as one of the most compelling characters of the Karate Kid franchise, the original movie series got rid of him a little too soon. It makes no sense that, despite having more wins under his belt than Daniel, Johnny Lawrence suddenly became irrelevant and never tried to fight in the All Valley again. Even from a storytelling standpoint, this made little sense. According to the Miyagiverse lore, Johnny Lawrence won the All Valley tournament twice in a row, in 1982 and 1983, before Daniel broke his streak in 1984. It makes no sense that, despite having more wins under his belt than Daniel, Johnny Lawrence suddenly became irrelevant and never tried to fight in the All Valley again. In the 1985 tournament, when Daniel faced Mike Barnes in the All Valley, it would have made sense for Johnny Lawrence to be one of the competitors. The Karate Kid sequels not bringing Johnny back was a mistake that Cobra Kai fixed. While the original Karate Kid movies abandoned Johnny and eventually struggled to keep viewers invested in their stories, Cobra Kai understood that Johnny Lawrence was as important to the franchise's success as Daniel LaRusso. Therefore, instead of treading the same path as Karate Kid 2 and its follow-ups, Cobra Kai circled back to featuring Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso's intense rivalry. It showed how, even though decades have passed since Johnny and Daniel's All Valley fight, Johnny has not grown out of the shadow of his defeat. Karate Kid, Legends was initially scheduled to be released on June 7, 2024. However, due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, its release was delayed to December 13, 2024. To ensure it premiered after Cobra Kai Season 6's conclusion, its release date was eventually moved to May 30, 2025. This creative decision worked wonders for the franchise because it not only appealed to audiences who grew up watching the first Karate Kid movie, but also gave new viewers a glimpse of what made the original film a hit. With its roaring success on Netflix, Cobra Kai proved that the franchise needed Johnny as much as it needed Daniel. Unfortunately, instead of learning from Cobra Kai, the new Karate Kid movie is seemingly doing exactly what led to the original Karate Kid movie series' downfall. Why William Zappa's Johnny is not in Karate Kid Legends as far as we know it. If Karate Kid Legends was another TV show like Cobra Kai, it would likely have had enough time to add more original Karate Kid characters to the mix. However, since it is a movie with a limited runtime, it does not make sense for it to feature Daniel LaRusso, Jackie Chan, and Johnny Lawrence. The reason being that if it makes the three characters share the screen, it could risk overcrowding the story and diluting the heft of all main character beats. Some might argue that it should have had Johnny Lawrence as one of its leads instead of Daniel LaRusso. However, since Daniel LaRusso has always been the OG Karate Kid, it would have been strange if a movie titled Karate Kid Legends did not have him as one of its primary characters. Jackie Chan's Mr. Han is also a necessary addition to the movie's roster because it has to do something to make itself stand out from the rest of the franchise. By featuring an unlikely and highly anticipated crossover between LaRusso and Han, Karate Kid Legends promises to deliver something different and not continue Cobra Kai's familiar formula. Johnny's ending in Cobra Kai could justify his absence from Karate Kid Legends. Since Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 introduces some unpredictable story developments in its ending moments, one cannot predict how the Netflix series will end. However, considering the developments in Cobra Kai Season 6's Parts 1 and 2, it seems likely that Johnny Lawrence's narrative will reach a natural conclusion in Part 3. Although William Zappa's character is far from redeeming himself, he has significantly changed over the course of 6 seasons. From being a self-centered alcoholic, he has evolved into a loving family man who understands the importance of balance. If Cobra Kai Season 6 ends Johnny's journey on a high note, where he settles for a stable and fulfilling family life, the franchise may not have a lot to add to his overarching narrative. With a newborn child, Johnny Lawrence will also have to embrace his responsibilities as a father after he returns home from Sekai Taikai. Although he still seems to struggle professionally and finds it hard to keep a job, he is on the right path toward flipping his script and finding peace after living with remorse and hatred for decades. If Cobra Kai Season 6 ends Johnny's journey on a high note, where he settles for a stable and fulfilling family life, the franchise may not have a lot to add to his overarching narrative. This would justify his absence from the new Karate Kid movie.